you it'll work when we release it.
No,
I swear.
It actually works pretty well. But I'm going to go ahead and switch back to the slides, and we'll go forward.
See if we can switch back easily here.
Yeah, another 30 seconds. All right, start dancing. Dancing will come. Just give me one moment. I don't know if anyone else was here and saw that nice dance we put on with Ricardo.
Possibly, maybe. There we go. Come on. Yay! Okay. So, we're going to pretend that I did sacrifice a virgin to the demo, or Gods Alive demos, and everything worked correctly. So, we're going to laugh maniacally here and move on to the next slide. So, possible uses. General purpose deauth tool. Great. Everyone else can do it. Fun. Keeping Apple off your network. I swear this works. The demo may not show it, but it does work very well.
No, really, all it is just that, anytime a Karma AP is introduced at the moment, it's puking. But it'll get that fixed up and working pretty soon, and, it'll be, on a normal usage, we've used this at offices, at our office, and had some fun with laughing maniacally and airports and whatnot. But in actuality, it does work. You do see Apple people cry. In fact, they they were crying earlier when we first got here. There was a guy mashing his fucking keyboard like ah, but so
keeping a straight face, very hard to do.
Yeah.
So, poor man's whips. This is kind of something new, and I'm sure there's a few vendors in the audience here that don't like me saying this, but yes, it is possible to do. Years ago, I was asked by somebody who wanted to be able to keep their users on their access points at the office and not any of the open ones around them. We'll get into a little bit more of that later. It works. So, client control, kind of fun, and we've skipped ahead. Yeah. So, poor man's whips. Only allow your clients to talk to your access points, thus denying the ability for your users to bypass your monitoring software. So, if you actually wanted to set this up, we go ahead and create a list of all our wireless clients. In this case, we've got 3. We've got 2 access points that we want to allow them to talk to. So, what we go ahead and do here is we allow them to talk to Hate you. Ah. All right, so moving on here is it's now a war zone. Go ahead, we allow them to talk to our first access point, we allow them to talk to our second access point, and then we deny them access to any other access points. At this point, as long as they're talking to those 2, they're great, otherwise, deauth packet.
Now this is really cool. This is like, free software that says, I've got my office, and I've got my office users, and we have our little corporate monitoring network, and they're using the wireless network, and, there's that open link sys. That open link sys is good for one thing, and that one thing is
porn!
Porn! So...
Because we all know the internet is for porn.
Right. So... Tubes? Porn? Inner tubes? All right, anyways.
Way to be Quagmire.
So in essence, the one valid, use for this tool, white hat related is, it denies porn.
Yes, I know.
But
on the outside,
white hat reason for this.
You can deny porn to Apple users, so it's okay. Yay!
Or with the rule files and the sliced bread, you can deny porn to just Apple users. Oh, Nick failed! And I'm not a skinny target,
Okay, so we've been standing up here.
Damn, I'm like Teflon up here.
We've been talking all about, the client control, weak management frames. Anyone who's sit in any of these other wireless talks in the past, either the last DEF CON or Dragarn's talk earlier, does any of this sound familiar? Oh yes, that's right. Clients are way too trusting. If we tell them that we are a network, they believe us. Really hard, really bad behavior, and AirDrop just abuses this. And the reason why I directly ripped these slides off of him is because I thought this was just funny. With AirDrop, it's kind of like putting little blinders on the chick. It just looks where we tell it to. So, attacks in use, and hopefully this is going to work. We're going to attempt to use AirDrop to facilitate a really, really nasty man-in-the-middle attack.
We need tubes.
You didn't bring your card?
Yeah, I brought my card. That's like a backup, but AT&T's to suck. Keep talking for a minute.
Okay, so we're going to jump into a slight question here while he gets everything up and working. Do we have any questions at this point? Yes. Does it work? Yes, it works. I swear. Epic. No, I can't. Do we have any other questions? Airspeed, African or European? European. You know, that's a good question. Is it laden or unladen? Laden, you know, that's a good question. I don't know. When we get the tubes, we'll go ahead, we'll look it up. We'll ask Google. It'll be great.
Does the Ethernets work?
Does our VLAN here work?
Yes. The script don't work. Oh, fuck you. I'm trying to get it on you, man.
Do we have any other questions while we still deal with some minor technical difficulties?
When you set up your rogue access point here, how do you keep the local wireless LAN from de-authing you?
Are you talking in case they have a WIPS or?
Well, supposedly there's some sort of setup here in the WLAN that will de-auth you if you try setting up a rogue access.
Yes.
We're not rogue, though.
Yeah, we may or may not have asked them to disable it for the purposes of our demos. Yes, in that case, if they do have some WITS protection going on, you're going to have to fight with it. I don't know. I haven't gotten my hands on the hardware to play around with it. In theory, you're going to run into some issues. If you've got access to hardware and you want to talk about it later, absolutely, I'd love to play around with it. Anyone else? No, I'm blocking the light. I can't see. Any luck here, Tuna?
Hold on, give me a second.
All right. Yes, I know.
No, you want me to get this fucking working or not?
So we're going to go for the Jeopardy theme here, if everyone will go with me. Do, 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 do.
You kind of like describe our little attack here. While I pull an IP and all that good stuff here.
All right, well, I'll pass it over to him and let him describe this here.
All right. We've got a pretty cool man-in-the-middle attack. We turned Carmetasploit into an actual captive portal. So pretty much, you know, you get your brief, splash page or sign-on page of Carmetasploit, and then, bam, you're an SSL strip. Now, we thought of many different ways to do this. One of which was using DNS and using DNS views, allowing people to like migrate in, but actually it was a lot easier to do it with IP tables. So pretty much what we would do is we would set up our airdrop rules. Now, if you saw back, we could use two interfaces, so we could man in the middle of them using their own wireless, deny access to everybody to their wireless, and only allow them access to ours through them, because we can have 3 rules. This is a simple one with 2 rules. So what we want to do is, we want the client to connect to the network. We bring them into the Metasploit capture modules. We let that sit there for 20 seconds. The index.html that's fed from Metasploit capture contains a redirect back to Google with a time of 20 seconds. Then we pop in the IP tables rule that passes them off to SSL strip, and bam. So HTTP capture modules. We got the 20-second wait. It fed us all of our browser passwords with the authentication iframes, and then redirect to Google through SSL strip. Here's our IP tables rules for everyone at home, and we'll release the slides and the scripts as well. What we've got is we've just got some basic net masquerading to start. What we're doing is we're doing this all with markings. So we keep them in Metasploit with a mark of 99, and then we allow them into SSL strip with a mark of 69. Right, and then everything else besides HTTP traffic, we shoot them back to Metasploit. So if you're going to pop open your mail browser or anything like that, it's like, hey, all right, so shoot back to Metasploit, send us your creds, we tell you your password's wrong, and then bam. All right, so you understand the Carmetasploit HTTP capture modules. If you guys have used them, right? For that? All right, so we've got the basic POP3 server, the FTP server, the IMAP server, the SMTP server, and then the fake DNS that says, everyone come to us. And then, of course, HTTP capture. So this is that magic rule that will go above the redirect of marked 99 that will mark the traffic as 69 and then allow them into SSL strip. All right. So let's see if we can get this going over here, and we'll continue. So Exile, if you want to take over for a minute.
All right. Everyone understand what we're attempting to do here? Questions at this point? Well, we attempt to switch between another Mac. I don't dance. Yes! I win! Any luck here, Tuna?
Yeah, give me a second.
I promise you, this all worked last night.
And the nights before that. The night before that.
You! Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, just a second here. 282. Rob, if you want to come up here for a second so we can...
We're going to bring our hapless user up here on stage.
Don't worry about it, because we can't have two at the same time, which kind
No.
of sucks.
Positive, it works.
The only thing that's going to fail us is what jerk-off has got his freaking cell jammer in his pocket.
Bear with us just a second here. Yes, do it again, come on. Please, maybe.
Yeah, it's coming up. There's not enough fail.
There's been a little too much fail.
Oh, well, we've got to bring up the access point. That's the fail.
Possibly, maybe.
Well, if we have a monitor, we've got the app up. And we might have tubes. Huh?
I'm apt to go to it at this point.
What? What?
Don't worry.
Give me two. I've got it
Maybe.
working now. Work for just a moment. Tech support.
Anyone get a number for Geek Squad here? Possibly? I want my iPad. Yeah, I'm not seeing this work, man.
All right, I think we caught it. Awesome.
Possibly? Please?
It's coming. We're good. We're good.
Fail.
What happened, Nick?
This is what I get for letting him use a Mac. What happened to it just working?
I think it's coming.
Yeah, you might want to try rebooting here.
Try reloading without extensions.
I got it. I think. What's up?
Yeah, maybe if we put the allow any Apple, possibly. Apparently it can affect projectors too.
It keeps flashing.
Is there a talk about that later? VGA viruses? I kind of like it. Logan.
There it goes.
That was great. Being the Mac user.
So it works and we can't even get video, huh?
This is what I get for letting him help write code.
Hey, my code's working.
Which one?